Hi everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. For my new subscribers, hi, welcome, and for my subscribers that has been here for a really long time now, hi, welcome back. And I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know why I'm so emotional, what's wrong with me? Anyway, today's video, as you guys have seen in the title, it is going to be about depotting some of my palettes. Now let me show you the things that I have here with me for this project. So what's wrong, Sparky? I have my handy dandy spatula, and then I have alcohol. It's better if it's clear, but this one doesn't really, this is just for sanitation purposes. I do have a clear alcohol just in case I make a boo-boo. Aside from my spatula and alcohol, of course I have my empty palettes. This one is from Tarte. I actually have two of them. Originally, oh gosh, I already felt like something dropped. So it is $17 originally, and right now it is on sale for $12. I really love animal print, and that's the reason why I picked these up. These are actually really pretty in my opinion. No animals were harmed in the process. Do not attack me. And then I have some empty palettes from MAC as well. Now, this is $8, and I have no idea that they have the dual one because I'm not so certain if they have that before, but it was just so current that I've seen that. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen it back then. So this is $8. Again, the dual one, the side-by-side ones is also $8. So if I only knew that they had that around the time that I have purchased it, I could have purchased that one instead. So the bottom of this one is magnetic. Only a certain type of pans can, you know, stick into this, as well as the Tarte one. So that's the reason why I have some adhesive magnetic sheets. So this is the first one that I have used when I depotted a lot of stuff back then. And this is $1.98, something like that. And then I have the adhesive magnetic strips, and the reason why I didn't buy this again is because I want to test them out, because I felt like they were thicker and I felt like they will have more magnet power, which I am absolutely right. So this one has a stronger grip. So I'm just going to cut them. I have a scissor here and it's missing, but I'll look for it. So I also need a scissor. So if you have something that you can use for labeling, then that would be so much better. But for me, I don't really care, since, you know, these palettes are probably gonna disappear anyway. So I have a bunch of palettes that I have in mind that I wanted to depot because I really do think that the pigmentation is amazing. And the first ones that I will be depotting is the NYX palettes. Now, these are originally $30 each. And now I think they are on sale for $24, $25, something like that. But these are NYX eyeshadows. And I felt like NYX was supposed to be a little more affordable. That's why when they released this and they were selling it for $30, they shook the world. But I really do think that the quality is nice. But for $30 for a drugstore brand it's quite shocking. So I have the earth, the fire, the metal, and the water. I just really love the colors on these. But for $30, to me, again, it's too much. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, we are going to sanitize my hands. And wait, oh my gosh, how could I forget this? I'm gonna go ahead and grab my straightening iron, because we are going to use that so that we can add heat at the bottom, so that they would just, like, the shadows will just poke. So let's go ahead and start with the In Your Elements Fire palette. This is what the shades look like. They are so beautiful. There's a yellow there, there's red, there's black. I think this palette was associated with a YouTuber named I Love Sarahi. Comment down below if you guys remember. This was actually a collab with some of the famous YouTubers. And then using the iron, I am going to, you know, melt the bottom so I can loosen up the tackiness of the glue. Now, the technique to make everything, you know, less of a disaster or for you not to have a broken shadow is that you just have to be really patient when it comes to melting the bottom, which unfortunately I don't have. So some of the shadows here I accidentally broke, but the metal palette is the easiest out of everyone because it has more of like a wet texture. So it's not really that fragile. It doesn't break easily because it bends with the metal pen, if I make any sense. Now looking back, I actually just realized how beautiful this palette is. I just really love the shimmer ones. Back then, I would always look for a palette that has like a transition shade or yada 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 in one palette, but this one, I appreciate it now. So I think that as soon as your collection gets bigger, you don't really care about like the matte shades in a palette. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I love the fact that each shade in this palette can stand out on its own. It's just so beautiful. And some of these shades, you can definitely use it as a highlighter as well. And that's what I actually think about highlighters. I feel like they're just really, really big eyeshadows. Do you agree? So in some eyeshadows, I needed a help with a little, you know, I know this is for like stationery purposes. Don't worry, I cleaned it, I sanitized it. Moving on to the next palette, which is the Elements of Earth. That's not what it's actually called, but you know what I mean. In your Elements Earth palette, these are the shades. I really do find that the color combination in this palette is also beautiful. However, some of the shades here are weak. And same thing, while I'm waiting for the bottom of this one to melt, I am going to sanitize my spatula so that the glue won't build up as soon as, you know, the eyeshadows are ready to be picked up. So I'm just going to continue the process as always, and also try not to burn yourself because I already know in the back of my head that these are hot. I don't know why. Like why I don't, you know, I'm not careful. I think what happens is that I'm just so excited to pop them out that I just don't really care if I burn myself. So I'm going to be continuing the process with the rest of the eyeshadows, of course. And at the end, I was actually thinking whether to just put the shadows all together by category or like by palette. But I thought, you know what? Why not just combine the colors that I really like in a palette and then just, you know, put the remaining eyeshadow palettes away in the meantime, or maybe I can combine them with the other empty palettes or customized palettes that I will be creating in the future. But yeah, that's the agenda. So that's the part that I kind of like burned myself. John Ray was actually disappointed when he heard that I burned myself. But you know me, I'm always clumsy, always and forever. And then moving on to the water palette, girl, I just realized that I have a blue shadow palette all along. Why am I buying Blue Blood? But then again, Blue Blood is in a different whole level. It's in a different level, you know. But I'm not much of a blue eyeshadow person, but I'm thinking of getting the Blood Sugar palette again. I ended up giving that to my sister because she really, 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 really wanted it. I love that as well, and it was a little difficult to let that go, but anything for family, you know. I can always repurchase it. And yeah, just gonna finish this, and oops, just be careful. I actually enjoyed depotting so much that I started to look at all of my collections and check which wood I would depot next. Though some of them, it's really impossible to depot because of the packaging is just so thick. Like again, if I have like a cracked eyeshadow tendency is that I just don't want to put it on an empty palette because, I don't know, I just don't like the look. Now we are almost done, just a few more tweaks here and there. And I can't really remember like if I have any situation or like was there ever a time I finished like an eyeshadow Some other products, yeah, like brow products, you know, foundation, but like eyeshadow, I can't even remember if I hit pan on anything. Okay, perfect. Now we are done with all of the palettes. You have the water palette right here. So gorgeous. And then you have the metal. The metal is just so beautiful in person. I'll show you guys right here. And then the earth. Is this the earth? No, that's not the earth. That's the fire. And then the earth. And now what I'm going to do, obviously, I have my 2 strips of magnet here, which I am going to cut into small squares. And I'm going to attach that in the back of the shadow. Now, make sure that if you are about to do this, make sure that the bottom pan is super squeaky clean. Otherwise, if there's powder there, it's going to affect the tackiness of the magnet. And then you have to like replace that in the future. So just keep that in mind because it happens to the eyeshadows that I had in the past. So I'm just going to layer them. I combined the 4 eyeshadows. I didn't pick out all of them. I just chose the ones that, you know, I'm really interested in. And the rest of the shadows, I'm just going to keep them for a while. I'm going to depot other eyeshadow palettes too. So I'm thinking that, you know what? I'm going to combine them together so that they would complement each other. Because I just really don't like the fact that there's like too much browns in one palette. To me, it doesn't really make any sense. That's why I'm just customizing it on my own. And you're probably going to ask me like, Jess, why aren't you labeling them? Now, I don't label them anymore. I just know them by heart. And that is only because I'm absolutely sure that I'm never going to, you know, repurchase these ever again. And it's rare that I make a tutorial. So this is what I have came up with. What do you guys think of my color combinations? Also, just want to add that some of the shades in your elements are not really that vibrant, so I just decided to skip some of them. But some of them you can build them up, but some of these are just kind of looks like washed out. So I'm just going to combine them with other shadows. That is all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching another depotting video of mine with my NYX eyeshadow palettes. And if you like these types of videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do upload daily, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!